what he does, what she does. That's what they are. They're a lawyer, they're a doctor, they're a nurse. I think there's so many labels going around that we forget what the person is actually doing. And that's what I would like to say. That I don't want to be labeled, unfortunately, but that's life, the label. But I want my work to speak for itself. Yes, I have outlook. Can't hide that. Can't put that away. I have it. I accept it. I love it. I embrace it. I love myself more than anyone. My sister says I love myself too much. Because every time I see a mirror, I'm like, damn. You know, the whole thing is that you need to love yourself first before you can love anyone. True. You understand? You can't go out in the world and help people or help your partner or your mother or sister. If you don't love yourself, you need to accept this is you. You can't change it. You cannot change it. You can, if you want to have some cosmetic surgery, I don't know if it's ever been done, but I mean, that's your own issue. But this is me. I love it. It's not going anywhere. I make it work, and but this is, I definitely do make it sexy, and I gotta thank my father and mother for that. But it's what it is for me.
Okay, so Sibak, let me just, I'm gonna have to come to answering most of the questions to answer. But I want to know, because this will probably overlook once again, and then we'll see it again in the papers.
Sure.
Is it possible though? Is it possible? Is it a possibility to just say a model? I mean, in the world that we existed, when there's like a Tanzanian model, a South African model, there's labeling. So I want to see which space can we slowly move to? Because I don't know if this thing you're right, just a model.
No, can I just, I've been saying this. Context is everything. Everything. From the time when I started in 2012, I did this model thing like once in a while, maybe 2 shows in a year. Because I was a full-time model. And at that time, when I used to read the stuff that came out, it would be like, albino model this, and it would infuriate me. But there are times when, if the content is of such a nature that way it's educational or whatever, then it can be modeled with albinism. Thando Hopa is doing this and that because the content is of that nature. But if the content has nothing to do with that, then why do you mention it? I mean, I realize now, and actually, like last year, when you actually look at the stuff I did at Thando Hopa, Audi Untagable campaign, Thando Hopa on the cover of Marie Claire, and I can tell you I really like that. I like the fact that it's my name and what I did and not that label in between. And I had to actually work for that. It's like what they were saying. What initially was the man with the funny eye, initially was the girl, because people don't really know what else to talk about when it comes to, they just talk about your hypervisibility. But when you actually start doing things, I think it starts removing the label and people start saying, Thando Hopa did this. So I think context is everything. And I think media needs to look at the context and intelligence. What is your content in that particular thing? Because Mama was saying the other time when she was younger, she said, hey, I'm black and I'm proud. Is there something wrong with that label of black? No. In that context, it's fine. If they say black woman raises her fist, is that wrong? No. In the context, it makes sense.
Okay, so you heard in her speech, she says a model with albinism. She didn't say albino model. So
model with albinism, no albino.
Out there, it's always been an albino model.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know who else will help us with that. What's wrong with the albino?
Albino
Yes.
is derogatory in English. Yes. And then we have gone to albinism, and then it is according to our health condition, which is albinism. But today, as we go out here, we're speaking in one voice. Let's go and work hard, so that we are recognized as Nomasonto Mazibuko Commissioner. It has never happened that I'm fighting on the issues of women. They've never said albino commissioner, because it's women, and I stress that women, the girl child and the woman. Let me acknowledge and make this audience aware that Ingrid is was one of the finalists. We climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to say albinism is alive. So well done, Ingrid. And we are going to find that people are saying, Ingrid as a person who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, not Ingrid the albino. Yes, SABC Foundation, we are out there. We are maybe not very out, working very hard, but those radio stations, those TV channels who are aware of our dates We've got June 13, which is an Albinism Awareness Day. Internationally, we celebrate that day. We also want to, and the panel here is liable to be on radio, not only me. And I'm sitting here as a proud founder of the Albinism Society, that there is a succession plan. When I started, it was as if, wow, she's frustrated. What is she talking about? Now it is evident. Let's be patient. You will be said, Simba, the model. It takes time, and people are aware, and nobody is going to kill for our bones anymore. Let us stand up, rise. But let me tell you guys, unity is strength. As I started, we're born into families, we're born into societies. We don't want to walk alone as people with albinism. We don't have a place somewhere in the on the mountain to say albinos are now have vanished to a mountain. We belong to families. We have parents. We have husbands and children. We are very happy. And yes, like the Mufukeng, we can be sexy if we like.
That's true.
Thank you. Mpho, was that you were there at the back? I mean, on the other side.
You know, and they asked earlier what also can be done in terms of to assist us. I think if they even involve us in terms of writing. I mean, we look at soapies. I think again, because it's a sensitive topic, albinism, maybe some writers don't know how to maybe place it in a situation where it can be because now if and that's where we come in, where they say, you come through and let's make it a norm, because now it's easier to say let's make albinism normal in the normal day-to-day happenings, but they need also for us to also come through and say, look, how do I play a role in terms of writing to ensure that it's not only educational, but it's not offensive, and it's also doesn't have the connotation that always comes with albinism. Because most of the time, also, if you are in rural areas, because I was the only one in my community with albinism, you look at TV, and whenever they portray albinism, always in a negative way, like killings, and also like anything that is pity-wise. But now, when we do good, it is also important to highlight that, because we're not only talking about ourselves here, there are audiences, there are people who are remote, very far in areas, and so it is important that when they look at TV or they look at the media, they actually see that, okay, if Simba can do it, if Thando can do it, it means that I can also do that, you know. So that I think is also key.
I saw a hand, and Thando's brother, you had a hand up. You don't talk much, I think that we have There's a start with the hand there, yes. Our mic person, I'm just going to be honest, please give the mic to just to me there. I'll bring it to you, I'm so sorry.
Okay, hello, my name is Risalba, and I would also like to add on that it's very important to also have a very strong family structure as well, because if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be the kind of man I am today, and I wouldn't even have the kind of privileges that I have today, because the issue that when it comes to urbanism, I seem to us that in terms of social, we're not as privileged. I'm not, if I'm not mistaken. So the issue is that especially for a child, it's very crucial that the child needs to have that self-esteem, because without self-esteem, if you allow people to define who you are, you will not like where they're located. You will not like it, period. So I just feel it's very important as well that for the next generation, that it would also help encourage kids to also have the self-esteem, the kids that will also have albinism, because when I was younger, and I was in grade 8 that time, I remember, when there were stories about what was happening in Tanzania and the stories of those kids that had albinism, it did hurt. But for the other kids, they just laughed at it as if it was a joke. Okay. And at that point, I could have easily been resentful, hateful, and bitter, because I thought to myself that, you know what, why do I have to love my people if my people don't even love me back? And I had that resentment for quite some time, but as I got older, you become wiser in a sense where you just don't take things so personally. But it's also important to talk about. You need to be comfortable to talk about albinism. And it's because of my sister that I secretly wanted to always compete with her. But you know, I always tried to compete with her somehow. But it's that competition that actually took out the best in me. Because if she can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.